What is up, you guys? This is MiniSuperHeroes Today. And in today's video, I'll be continuing my MCU countdown to Avengers 4 by showing you how to build the entire cast and crew of the Incredible Hulk using the LEGO purist method of using 100% official LEGO pieces to make new figures. So, stick around. This will be a fun episode of breaking down these customs from the Incredible Hulk movie, which was the second film in the MCU, and I can't wait. So, stick around and let's have some fun. Alright, so it only makes sense that if we're doing a Hulk episode, we should start with Bruce Banner. Now, I did a full tutorial on this figure, and my design is based on, what he would look like after having become the Hulk, so I really like this. And I just made one quick update for today's video, so it's a little bit different. But I'll start breaking down the figure now. First, you'll need this flat hair from Agent Coulson. The face is from Marty McFly. The torso and the arms in this hand are from the Fun at the Beach Batman from the collectible minifigure series of the LEGO Batman movie, but from the second series of that wave specifically. Then I took a green hand and put it on there to show that he's in the mid-transformation sequence of becoming the Hulk. And for the legs, I used Pirate Patrick from SpongeBob, because I really like that his jeans are ripped up and it looks like he was just the Hulk and changed back into Bruce Banner. Speaking of Bruce Banner, for those of you guys who haven't seen this movie or need a quick refresher, you'll remember that Edward Norton played Bruce Banner in the Incredible Hulk movie, but he was recast to Mark Ruffalo for the first Avengers film and every MCU movie after that. So, I thought that Ed Norton did a pretty good job as the Hulk, but I really like Mark Ruffalo too. They both did a great job and they both played Banner a little bit differently, but I just thought I'd throw in that fun trivia for anybody that may not know or might have forgotten. So, let's jump over to another figure, shall we? Alright, so up next we've got the Hulk minifigure. This was a promotional figure that LEGO gave out around the time of the first Avengers back in 2012. It was something like if you bought $50, you would get this free, something like that. But anyways, I've always had a soft spot for this figure. I really like this minifigure scale Hulk, and I just used him as is from that LEGO promo. Now, to be fair, I know that a lot of people like big figs for the Hulk, so if you wanted a big fig from the Incredible Hulk, I recommend the Hulk that came from the Hulk vs. Red Hulk set. It came with She-Hulk and Red She-Hulk as well, but the reason I like this Hulk is the Hulk that they used in the Incredible Hulk film has a really interesting color palette to him, and by that I mean, he's like a really interesting green color. Now, you could realistically use any Big Fig Hulk, and if you don't have this one from that Red Hulk set, I'd recommend this one from the Thor Bust Out set from, I believe, 2013, or maybe 2014, somewhere around there. But anyways, there have been a lot of different LEGO Hulk versions, so drop a comment below letting me know which version of the LEGO Hulk you like the best. It doesn't even necessarily have to be one of these, just which version of the Hulk do you like the most. I'll look forward to seeing that because we've got so many Hulks, I want to see which one is your guys' favorite. So, let's move on to the next figure. Alright, next up we've got Betty Ross, who is played by Liv Tyler in The Incredible Hulk. It's really sad to me that Betty Ross has kind of been just shoved under the carpet and not mentioned since The Incredible Hulk. I really like Liv Tyler as an actress, and she was a great Betty Ross, and she really paired well with Ed Norton. So I wish that we would get her in the MCU again, but it's been such a long time, I highly doubt that that'll happen. But anyways, to build this figure, I just used some brown hair. I pulled mine from Scarlet Witch, but it's come in many, many places. The face I pulled from Arwen from the LEGO Lord of the Rings sets, and the reason I did that is because Arwen was played by none other than Liv Tyler. So the same actress that played Arwen played Betty Ross in The Incredible Hulk, so I figured, hey, why not use her head, because, well, her face hasn't really changed. So this head is Liv Tyler, and it makes perfect sense to use it. Moving down, this torso is from just like a doctor or scientist from the LEGO City sets. You can get pretty generic there, it doesn't really matter. But because it's a yellow torso, because it's from the city, you can see that on her chest there, you will need to change out the hands for some tan hands to match her head. And then I just used some black generic pants because it didn't need to be anything super specific. She didn't have an iconic outfit in this movie, so I just kind of put something together that reflected her being a scientist. But in any case, that is my Betty Ross. So, why don't I show you how to make her dad coming up? Alright, so now we've got General Ross, who in The Incredible Hulk, as you'll remember, spends the entirety of the movie hunting down Bruce Banner so that he can capture the Hulk and potentially weaponize him. So, to build this figure, it was a pretty simple build. The head and the hair are from J. Jonah Jameson from the Lego Spider-Man set that came out, back in maybe 2013 or so, the Daily Bugle set he was in. So I really think that looks like General Ross, and you'll remember General Ross turned up again in Captain America Civil War, so that was really cool. That's basically the only reference to the Incredible Hulk we've gotten in a long time. So moving down, the torso is from the Green Army Men from the Toy Story sets. And the reason I went with this torso is, of course, General Ross is in his full military garb for most of this movie, but LEGO doesn't really make any sets based around war or military stuff, so I had to go with something that was as close as we could get. So unfortunately, his torso there is green, but let's just say he's green with envy because the Hulk hasn't turned up. Man, that was a terrible pun. Don't let me make terrible puns. Actually, vote in the card that's going to show up now. Should I make more puns or should I try not to make them? Let me know. So you'll need that Toy Story torso, and then you'll need to switch out those green hands on the arms for tan hands. And then I just used some khaki pants from Star Wars, but you could use any kind of pants. It's really not going to matter. So let's move on to the next figure. Alright, so for those of you who have seen The Incredible Hulk, the post-credits scene was so amazing. Tony Stark walks into a bar and, boy, that sounds like the start of a joke. But he comes in and sees General Ross and tells him that, they're kind of looking at some potentials to put a team together. So I wanted to make Tony Stark to pay homage to that post-credits scene, which really kicked off the connected Marvel movies. So to build this Tony Stark, I just used this black hair. I used the Iron Man 3 Tony Stark face because he's super snarky looking, and I used the body from Lex Luthor. So a very simple figure, and I just wanted to make sure that I paid homage to that amazing post-credits scene that really started to tie the MCU together. Next up, we've got the Doctor, aka Mr. Blue, that was helping Bruce Banner throughout the entirety of the film, trying to figure out how to turn him back into just a regular person without having the Hulk looming over his shoulder. So, to build this figure, I used some dark hair from Coulson, actually the same exact hairpiece that I used for Bruce Banner. I used the face from the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent because Stearns gets really excited talking about science and gamma radiation, so I wanted a big cheeky smile for him. Then for the torso, this is from the mechanic from the Lego collectible minifigure series, and then I popped the arms off of him and put blue arms with tan hands on him. And speaking of his hands, I put a little injector here to show that, he's got a little gamma radiation vial there. So I thought that was a cool addition. And then I just put some blue legs on him for jeans. So this figure isn't super, well, he's accurate to the movie if you look at this picture, but it's not super important that you get it accurate, but I do think that the head and the hair are good notes. Wouldn't you agree? Alright, so next up we've got Blonsky, who's probably my favorite figure from my Incredible Hulk collection. This is a really fun figure to build because I don't really get to build like spy figures very often, so this was really fun. So the hair I pulled from Hawkeye. It's this nice slicked back piece with a little widow's peak going on in the hair there. It looks a lot like Blonsky's hair, actually. Moving down, the face is from one of the just generic Rebel troopers or Resistance troopers from Star Wars. I really like that fold in the center of the forehead here, and it's just got a face that looks a lot like Tim Roth, who was the actor that played Blonsky. Moving down, the torso is from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's one of the, foot soldier bad guys, and I like that it's got this tactical vest with a little scarf here. That works really well. The legs are from the Super Spy, or I guess his name's just the Spy, from the Lego collectible minifigure series. And if you turn on the side here, you'll see that I also used the backpack in the arms because it's got a little wristwatch here from that same figure. So just a little, good way to use that figure for multiple things on this one custom. And then I used one of Owen's guns from Jurassic World because it's got this little tranquilizer on there. And as you'll remember, Blonsky spent the better part of the Incredible Hulk movie hunting down the Hulk, so having him with a tranquilizer made perfect sense. So let's move on to the final figure, Abomination. Alright guys, so our last figure for today's showcase is Abomination. Now, before anybody says it, I know that this is almost an abomination of abomination because it's a hard purist custom to make. Abomination is a big fig, so it's hard to do a purist big fig because there's not really much you can change outside of the arms. And so I tried my best, guys. I hope that you guys like this. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. these are just some generic, like, olive-colored legs. The torso is from the Hulk poly bag that came out for a Toys R Us exclusive with Age of Ultron. That pack was pretty tough to find, but it's out there on Bricklink and eBay and things like that. Then if you spin it around, I put a little thing on his neck, a little drape, and I put a bone coming out of the back because, you know, the Abomination had like this thick spine coming out of his back, and I just wanted to pay homage to that. I know it's not perfect. And then for the head, I used Bosk from the Lego Star Wars sets. So once again, I know it's not perfect, but if you're gonna use this Hulk, it at least puts them at similar scale, and it's the best that I think you can do for a purist custom. If you guys have any better ideas for how to build this custom, please drop a comment below, because I'd love to build a better version of Abomination. But as you guys know, I've got a pretty extensive Lego collection that I pull from, and honestly, this is the best I think that I could do. So if you have any ideas, please drop a comment below, and yeah, let's wind out this video and do a little recap as we come to the end. Alright, so thanks for watching today, guys. This was a fun video to put together, and I'm having a blast with this series so far. So, every week I'll be counting down the MCU, going through each movie in order of release until we get up to Avengers 4, and each week I'll be showing you how to build custom figures from each MCU movie along the way. So this will be a really fun series, and I hope that you guys will stick along for the ride. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video, and I'll see you guys next week for Iron Man 2. Be sure to drop a comment below letting me know which of these figures is your favorite, and drop some suggestions for who I should make from Iron Man 2. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. I'll see you next week, and until next time, build on. If you liked what you saw and you liked what you heard, feel free to click that subscribe button for more LEGO content coming in the near future. So, thanks for tuning in to today's video, and until next time, build on.